I don't know if I should be smiling or what. Almshouses. Charity housing is resurging, but it's not something to be celebrated. First of all, okay, this is an English system that they had from way back when. They were all Cape Cod houses. If you look at the inside, which we will take a look at the inside, and they're like little palaces. They've got a fireplace, a huge fireplace in the living room, working fireplaces. Most of them, some of these things have thatched roofs, you know, like the Stratford-on-Avon type of thatched roofs. They're supposed to be very rainproof and very keep the house very warm as well. And they're very quaint. I mean, I've gone to England many a time. My sons went to university there, and it's just, I just love it, especially the countryside. It's just fabulous. This is an article on The Conversation, but we're also going to look at something that shows the interior, a Bath almshouse. It looks like row houses, you know, attached Cape Cods like we have in the big cities, like, you know, suburbs of, like in Flushing, New York, where I was, and they're just fantastic. Now, as we said before, a lot of these buildings in the UK have no basement, but they do have some kind of an area where you can use as a mudroom or a storage or something. So, and they have an attic as well. Now, at first glance, this is on The Conversation. The authors are Michael Price from Leeds University and Victor Harlow, PhD candidate, Newcastle University. They said, at first glance, almshouses are an anachronism, often dainty, charming cottages placed nonchalantly among the bustle of modern cities. The vast majority are registered charities that provide accommodation to older adults at discounted rates, but some also provide free accommodation with additional services, allowances, and even gifts. Almshouses are a historic institution, having existed in England and Wales since the 10th century, but are now experiencing what the Times has described as a boom. I mean, if you look at the pictures, you won't be surprised. They're beautiful, really beautiful. Now, other newspapers have proposed almshouses as a solution to aging Britain. They highlight that over the last 2 years, 712 new almshouses have either been built, bought, or are currently under construction. Today, 1,600 almshouses charities support over 35,000 residents. The article in The Guardian reported almshouses as providing a proven model for both social policy and effective philanthropy. Counterintuitively, almshouses are presented as a modern progressive solution, a radical approach to tackling issues of social isolation and marginalization of an aging society. The article calls on housing developers to provide almshouse-style accommodation in new developments. Let's take a look at them together. I know that this is the price of this almshouse. Okay, the prices in the UK are usually for the week. This is not the month. This is the week rate. They charge you by the week. Of course, you pay them at the end of the month, but this would be like 500 and something pounds, which is like 600 some odd dollars, less than $600 a month for this thing. And if I show it to you, it's got at least 2 or 3 bedrooms. And if you couldn't afford it on your own, you can get your sister to live with you, or a cousin or somebody, or a very good friend, and share the costs. Okay, because it's not just the rent. You also have the okay, this one you have to pay for. There are other ones, other almshouses that look like this that are for free. Now, this one has 2 bedrooms. Oh, you can even have children, no pets. So this is for a family. Okay, let's go to look at the picture. You're gonna be astonished. If I were living there, I would go and live in these places. Really, they're beautiful. First of all, look. This is stone. This is not plasterboard. This is not plasterboard. That's stone. And that is most likely the gas heating. That's a gas box. They usually have their gas heater in the kitchen. And it also heats up the hot water. But look at that beautiful roof. Isn't that something? The previous picture showed a thatched roof. Look at this, it's so beautiful. New windows, new doors, beautiful little garden, you can imagine. Let's go to the next one. I mean, you know, you look out your window and it's just beautiful. Let's look at the next one. That's the living room. I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, you know, look. They're just, and you have a little desk there, like a little secretary. Queen Victoria, a little secretary. You can have your letters and your quill pen with your little ink bottle, writing letters. Amazing. A lot of these houses, look how deep that wall is. See how thick that wall is? A lot of these houses also have shutters, inside shutters, not shutters outside, inside. And you can, if you close them, you have even more warmth, you know, if it's freezing outside, for example. These are double windows, of course. And I don't think these are wood floors. They look like tile floors to me, but that's fine. Let's go to the next one. Don't you like that room? I love that room. I love that room. Okay, and this is the kitchen. I love that kitchen too. I love that kitchen. Okay, so it's a small table, but that's okay. I mean, you know, it's 4 people is fine. You go upstairs to the bedrooms. Let's go upstairs. Beautiful floor. Look at that. There's another kitchen. Is that the same kitchen? I don't know. Could be. They just closed the leaf of the table. Yeah, it looks like it's look at that beautiful oven. Beautiful. Okay, so there must be a closet underneath the stairs you can see there. I don't know where that goes. Maybe that goes to the backyard or something. Look at that beautiful window. Very, very nice and airy. This is the master bedroom. As you can see, this is huge. Really huge. Really huge. I mean, you could even fit a desk there if you want for your computer or something. This is amazing. And it looks like, look, you see that? That must be the stairs that, pull that down, the stairs come down and go into the attic. You see this right here? Amazing. Amazing. And this is the other bedroom, the second bedroom, right? And this is a beautiful bathroom. Very nice. The other thing is that, most bedrooms in the UK, the beautiful church outside the window, beautiful church. I'd be there every day if I had a church that close to me. I do have a church right across the street from me. There is another beautiful, they're like Cape Cods. You have the living room and the kitchen on on the ground floor, and then you have the bedrooms and the bathroom upstairs. This is just fantastic. And that's just beautiful. Look at that. I wanted to say that most of the UK bedrooms don't have a built-in closet. They have an upright armoire closet. You have to get one. Okay, so that's beautiful. Stairs, the colorings are just beautiful. Very well made, looks like. A lot of cupboards. Amazing. I don't know where the refrigerator is, but it must be somewhere. And there's something else back there. It must be, I don't know what that is. Anyway, is that the entrance or going to the living room? Maybe. So it looks like it's a long house, you can see. It goes in deep. That's fantastic, don't you think? I mean, you can share this or for a family. But before we were talking about the elderly. So, of course, if you were counting your budget and you had a family, you could even put, you can put you can put a double bed in here really if you had the bed this way. And you could put the children in this one with their little desks for homework over here or something. So it's got plenty of room. I mean, that kitchen is huge. Very nice roomy kitchen. A lot of kitchens in Queens are like a third of that size, really. So look at that. That's just beautiful. This is it. The Almshouses. So that's what we're talking about. So going on with the article, the almshouse resurgence is filling a gap in provision, but it's worth considering why such a gap exists. The need for almshouses are, after all, the symptom of a bigger problem. One reason for their establishment in the Middle Ages was a lack of alternative welfare provision, and they prevented poor older people from falling into vagrancy. Almshouses, as many charities are products of necessity and the consequence of inequality. Well, look, you saw the houses, they're just beautiful. I mean, really. Now, charities are not, I mean, I'm sorry, but, when we sold my parents' house like years back, it was a row house like this in Flushing, and we sold it for $500,000. Okay, so look, this was what, 20 years ago, $500,000. And the kitchen was smaller, the bedrooms were smaller. So this is a beautiful building for the rent that we saw. Now, charities are not solutions to problems. They are red flags that something is systematically wrong. Red flags, the ONS estimates that the proportion of people aged over 85 in the UK is expected to double over the next 25 years, putting enormous strain on health and social care systems. Coupled with this, income and health inequalities are becoming more acute, while services and support for older people, often poorly funded by the public purse, have faced significant financial constraints. Inequalities tend to compound over time, and the effects of cumulative disadvantage over the life course taking their toll in terms of health, housing, and mortality, and as a result, inequality is rife in later life. In the UK, the top 20% of people aged between 66 and 85 have a household income of double the bottom 20%. At the very bottom of society, many older people are falling through the safety net of state provision. Federated charities such as the Age UK and philanthropic networks such as Community Foundation are able to provide research, funding, and support on a national scale, but are subject to significant pressures. The almshouse resurgence is filling a gap in provision, but while this is commendable, it's not clear if they are the answer. Almshouses have offered respite out of necessity for 10 centuries. They are less of a panacea and more symbolic of a lack of attention to vulnerability in older people. Selective protocol. Almshouses were usually established by local landowners or clergy to provide respite for aging churchmen. Admittance later expanded to embrace pious individuals who shared the faith or other beliefs of philanthropists who happened to live on the estate in the parish of a benevolent philanthropist. Today, they still bear the marks of these origins, with trustees obliged to fulfill the wishes of the benefactor, no matter how incompatible with modern Britain. The eligibility criteria for entry into almshouses are often laid out in the deed of trust of each individual almshouse, as stipulated in the will of the benefactor. Although over time, many of these requirements have been reformed by trustees, some still skirt on the edge of discrimination. Trustees make the decisions regarding who can or cannot obtain access to reduced rents. Crucially, these decisions are not always based on need. They may be based on a variety of other factors, such as religious persuasions of applicants, whether they reside in particular parishes or areas, or even whether they are of good character. Until the late 1970s, for example, the Worshipful Company of Weavers Almshouses provide accommodation solely for widows of freemen of the weavers. Such old-fashioned requirements are becoming increasingly rare as trustees use their discretion when filtering applications. But almshouses still reserve the right to be selective. The state does not. The reason for the longevity of many almshouses is intimately tied to their financial models. Often relying on ancient endowments, almshouses are subject to strict financial schemes which have been highly resilient to economic change. In many cases, the objective was to ensure the wishes of the benefactor were carried out in perpetuity. Such endowments are incredible assets that the overwhelming majority of charities are sadly unable to rely on. A 2018 City Metric article alluded to the problem that this historic model of funding creates. Until recently, almshouses were often established on the basis of conditional philanthropy to the deserving poor. This is an idea that is quite simply incompatible with modern Britain. even with the best of intentions, boards of trustees who often suffer from a lack of diversity are not best placed to make such universally important decisions. The future, in the absence of large-scale benefactors, benefactions, the kind of which took place hundreds of years ago, new financial models need to develop. Unlike France and Canada, the UK has no dedicated resource to supporting the development of the social innovations that are required to meet the challenges of later life. But there is great deal of potential for sharing cooperative finance, such as that being developed by the co-op InvestAge, which Michael co-founded, to fund innovative and socially connecting housing. InvestAge wants to see a world where people can live together with greater autonomy in later life. After all, creating a better old age for all is everyone's best interest. The burgeoning number of almshouses are a broader reflection of the state's failure to look after some of the most elderly and vulnerable people in society. Innovative new solutions are urgently needed. So this is Creative Comments on the conversation. I'll leave a link below. And what can I tell you? I just really am in love with the Bath Almshouse that we took a look at. So I'll leave links below for you for this. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of my viewers. Please subscribe, share, and comment. God bless you all, and thank you for your support. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.